Alex Belfield.
It's the magic of the musicals on Broadway, and I've made my way uptown to the Richard Rogers Theatre on 46th Street to a musical that really is sensational for many reasons that we're going to find out over the next few minutes. It's Moving Out, and it basically is a dance show and a rock concert, and one of the stars of the show is Keith Roberts. Thank you so much for talking to me.
You're welcome. Nice to meet you.
It's a real pleasure to talk to you for many reasons, but firstly, this show is incredible. I've not seen anything like it that kind of brings dance and music together so that both are pleasurable, because I'm not a dance fan as such, but it is so amazing to watch you guys. You're pure athletes.
Thank you. It is an amazing show. It is very athletic. It is very virtuosic. It is incredibly hard. But I think there have been shows that have preceded this that have kind of sort of etched away the granite to kind of make room for new types of musicals such as this.
The dancing isn't like normal dancing. I mean, you guys throw each other around on stage. I don't know how you don't injure yourself night in, night out. It must be to do with your incredible training.
Well, a lot of us in this show are classically trained dancers, and we've been dancing all of our life. I spent 13 years at American Ballet Theater before I came to this, which is where I met Twyla Tharp. But yeah, injuries do happen. It is, like athletes of any caliber, of any venue, we hurt ourselves. So it happens, which is not good, but we deal.
There are very few spoken words in this show. This isn't a story as such in terms of the spoken word. It's mainly interpreted through dance. There are occasional spoken words, but it's mainly Michael Kavanagh on stage singing on a raised platform. And then there's you guys underneath, kind of dramatically putting it all across in terms of dance. As I say, I've never seen it done in this way before, where you've got almost two shows for the price of one. It's incredible.
Exactly. What's interesting is that all of these songs by Billy Joel, he's an amazing storyteller, and within each song it has its own story. And all Twyla did was put all these songs together in a very broad plot. Well, not very broad, a very specific plot that does tell a story, and all of these songs lend to it. And then our dramatic interpretation, people feel what's going on stage, kind of a visceral experience for them.
As I say, there are several levels to this show. There's the rock concert that goes on above you, there's the dancing, and then there's the lighting, which is really another focus of the show. I mean, there isn't a great deal of scenery in this show, but the lighting is so wonderfully done. That almost tells a story itself.
Yes, absolutely. Don Holder is phenomenal. He came to rehearsals when we were in production and would sit there endlessly and write notes about everything that was going on stage. And there were endless meetings with Twyla about the feeling she wanted, about everything that was going on. In fact, one of the scenes, Goodnight Saigon, was Twyla's backflash into the Vietnam War in the middle of the second act, and she really wanted to reflect hell. And typically, hell to a lot of us is red, fire, burning, and all of that. And she sat and thought for a long time, why would it be such? Hell should be something that is completely lifeless. Why wouldn't it be like the Ice Age, where it's all cold and blue and dark and very dismal? And Dawn took that on. And so our hell is something that's quite unexpected.
You guys literally do stuff that I have never seen before on stage. Throw each other in the air, you chuck yourself on the ground, you contort in ways that I have never seen before. I mean, it's such a compliment to your talent, but also your physical ability. You must be at your peak.
Absolutely. I'm 33 years old, and I feel like I have a body of an 18-year-old again. This show is outrageously challenging. She took our classical technique and said, forget about it, and let's see what else we can do. And she brought in everything from boxing to breakdancing to jazz to theater dancing to every form of movement she's ever known, has ever done, and then has even explored some that isn't there and said, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do this? And, a lot of times it was like, well, I don't know until we try. And, and maybe we don't exactly do what, traditional breakdancers do, but we found our version of it, which was quite exciting and quite, challenging. But to say the least, it it does give us an intense workout every night.
The word that seems to sum up this show to me is passion on every level. That the orchestra play with such passion. Michael Kavanagh, who sings and plays the piano through the whole show, he sings every single song, sings with such passion, and you dance with passion. That must be something that the minute that goes, you have to go from the show, presumably.
Well, yeah. First of all, there's no point in doing a show unless you're going to do it 120%. And to approach the show that way is amazing, because we're being given the opportunity to go out on stage and dance not only for ourselves but for those that are watching, and being given an immense amount of freedom to explore human emotion, human nature, and not many people give you that gift. And so it is an amazing gift to go out on stage and do that. So passion would be one of the qualities that is out there, absolutely.
What is your daily regime like to keep yourself so fit to be able to do this show? What do you have to eat, and how much do you have to train to get yourself on stage?
I laugh about eating because I eat anything I want within reason. I certainly, don't eat junk food and a lot of crap that's out there. But my body is my work. This is my instruments.
Is it a temple?
I wouldn't say that, but I certainly think it's the same as Yo-Yo Ma's cello or something. I mean, this is what I've invested my life into, is my body. So I'm going to take care of it as best as I can. I do class every day. If I don't do class, I will go and do Pilates or yoga. I swim a lot, and then before the show, I'm usually at the theater at about 6 o'clock to do class again, and then just get ready.
In terms of time, how much do you spend each day getting yourself fit for the show, or at least in the gym practicing time-wise? How long do you spend?
About an hour and a half each day, and then it usually, after some form of exercise somewhere during the day, a meal at around usually early afternoon, 2 o'clock, something like that, just because I don't like to perform on such a lot of food in your stomach, and it just, makes you feel heavy and, let it down. And then I usually take a nap, which is always, the plus side of a day, and then come into the theater.
There aren't many musicals, and I've seen most of them, where you hear wow, ooh, ah, groans and grunts of amazement from the audience. This show does have that, because as I say, you've really got to understand how amazing an acrobat people like yourself are. It is amazing to watch. It's a great show. It's Moving Out. It's on at the Richard Rogers Theatre on 46th Street. Keith Roberts is, without question, an incredible star, and thank you so much for sparing the time to talk to me today. I almost feel bad because you need all your energy for the show, and I don't want to take anything away from that, because it's an incredible performance. It's Moving Out, and it's here on Broadway, soon to come to the West End, I'm sure. Thank you for talking to us today.
Thank you.
The Alex Belfield In Conversation podcast with daisymedia.co.uk.
Alex Belfield.